looking down on my head, and it was like taking a pee bath.
My dad says if I get a nose ring, he wants me to buy a chain with it so I can get it from the nose ring to the sink, so for when I'm washing dishes I can't go anywhere.
That's just some of what you hear when you're a parent. And if you don't believe us, and today on Wait Till You Have Kids, our couples are, first up, it's the Smiths, Mike and Stephanie. They have 4 children, Elisa, Tara, Michael, and Jocelyn, and a granddaughter named Tatiana. Next, it's the Parada Senards, Rick and Dawn. They're engaged and are going to get married in just a few months. Finally, it's the Abramoffs, Bob and Renee, and they are the parents of 2 children, Haley and Melanie. And now, let's meet the host of Wait Till You Have Kids, Tom Parks.
Welcome to Wait Till You Have Kids. Now, you've met our couples. In a moment, they'll be matching their ideas on raising a family with our resident expert. She's a licensed psychotherapist. She's been in practice for 16 years. She's had her own television show, and she has her own radio show. Please say hello to Marilyn Kagan. Marilyn. I'm very good. You doing well today?
I'm doing great. How are you all?
Good. Excited?
Very excited. You know, I just love doing this because we're not only going to have some fun, but we kind of teach. We kind of get to give help to all parents and parents-to-be.
Great information we're giving
so.
out. Now, have a seat in your comfy therapy chair.
Thank you.
You've looked over the problems?
Yes, I have.
You got some good answers?
I hope so, yes.
All
I
right.
think
In a moment, couples, you're matching your ideas with those of our expert, Marilyn. Each match you make with her will score points for your team. The couple with the most points at the end of the game will win some fantastic prizes and the chance to go on our bonus round and some even bigger prizes. You ready to do that? Yeah. If you're ready at home, let's do it. Before we get to our first dilemma, here's 13-year-old Berkeley on the tales her grandpa told her. Berkeley?
My grandpa was in the war, World War II, and he's always telling me about how he was saving everybody's lives and he was doing all of this heroic stuff. But in reality, he was really the cook who was serving the people who were doing all the heroic stuff. He had as much as he could to eat, so he was probably very happy. And there was no, bombings on the food court, and so he was probably very happy and very safe in his little cafeteria. The way we found this out was we were in the car one day coming back from my grandparents' house, and my brother says, "Where are all his medals? Because I haven't seen them." And so my dad goes, "Well, if he was to ever get an award, he would probably win the award for best brisket."
Now, a lot of kids like to spend their time with their grandparents, but for some children, it can be too much of a good thing. Here's your first dilemma. You've saved a lot of money having your recently widowed mother babysit for your 8-year-old son, Willie, whenever you need her. You also know it gives her great pleasure. Now, Willie complains that Nana watches her boring shows, repeats the same stories over and over, and if she stages one more puppet show with the dancing Metamucil bottle, he'll go crazy. He begs you to get another babysitter or stop going out. What should you do? A, have a talk with Nana, offering suggestions about activities Willie would enjoy. B, tell Willie to be more considerate. It's important for Nana to feel needed. Or C, spring for an alternate babysitter on certain nights. Now, you have one vote between you couples. If you don't agree in this round, men, you have the final say. Each correct answer in round one is worth 1 point. We'll start with the Smiths, Mike and Stephanie. What do you say?
I think to go with an alternate babysitter, knowing that I'm saving some money. Yeah, well, I would definitely not
What'd
do
you
that.
say, Stephanie?
Yeah, well, I got to spend the money, so we got to talk about that another time.
Yeah.
B is up for some talk about it, but I would definitely go with A because of the fact that, talk to her about, other activities
that Willie might enjoy. Stephanie, you agree?
No.
He has the final say, but not the only say.
Well, I think that we need to give Nana a break.
Yeah?
So basically, I think we should spring for an alternate babysitter.
So
So I think we should do C.
Okay. Mike, it's your
We'll
choice.
do A, okay?
Yeah, there you go. Mike says A. Have a talk with Nana. Parada Sinard.
I remember being that age, you know. I mean, I was very amused about everything my grandmother did, you know, when she was babysitting me, you know. I mean, I thought, you know, I loved her and everything. I thought, you know, she smelled funny and everything. You know, but hey, you know, come on.
Yeah.
And I think that
Thanks for sharing.
hey, you know, we're getting personal.
Yeah.
And if I, you know, if my mother was going to babysit, you know, my son and everything, I just go, hey, you know, give her some tips, give her some ideas, and just have a talk.
So you say A. Don, what do you say?
Definitely.
You agree?
Well, I remember when we were kids, we had a babysitter. She wasn't my grandmother, but she was definitely elderly and a little boring. So I would say C.
You say C.
Yeah.
Rick, it's your choice. All right. Rick goes the Mike way. He says A. Rick and Mike. Bob, Renee, the Abramov.
Yeah. Oh, go. You go first.
It would be nice to hire a babysitter, but friends are tight.
Yeah.
So my choice would be to A, have a talk with Nana and see if we can do some activities to spruce up.
Bob, it's your choice. Do you
I
agree?
actually agree, not necessarily for the same reason, but I agree. I think that Nana just lost Papa, you know, and Nana needs to feel a little bit important. To go and, you know, cart her off for another babysitter, not exactly.
So you say A.
But yeah, I think A would be the
Show me
right thing
A.
to do.
We got A's all the way down the line. Marilyn, everybody agrees. You agree with everybody.
Well, let me tell you, you know, it is very important that Willie learns to be considerate. I mean, that is something that we should teach all our children, but Nana is going through some stuff, and her daughter needs to take care of her, not little Willie. And to spring for a babysitter just might be out of the question financially, so all of you are pretty darn smart. It's A.
All right. Everybody gets it. At the end of round one, it's all tied. One apiece, one all. We'll be right back with more When You Have Kids right after this. Well, here we are in round two, and coincidentally, in round two, each correct answer is worth 2 points. In this round, the men still have the final say. Before we get to our next dilemma, let's visit 7-year-old Alex, who quickly reviews the life options in front of him. Right here, Alex.
Oh, I want to be a police officer and a rollerblade teacher and a lifeguard. What you can't be is you can't be a fly or a monster. There are some things you can't be, huh? Well, you cannot be a paper, huh? You could be a paper for Halloween, huh?
Alex, this is America. You can be anything you want. You want to be a paper, you be a paper. Now, in our next dilemma, a young lady shows some interest in another intriguing occupation, although not as intriguing as being a fly or a monster. After spending the night at a friend's house, 10-year-old Anita returns home wearing full camouflage and announcing she's going to join the Marines. That's nice, dear, you say. Certain it's only a phase. But 3 months later, Anita is sleeping on the floor in a tent and spit-shining her sneakers. What do? A, leave her alone, this too shall pass. B, encourage her. Maybe she really is cut out for a military career. Or C, take her to visit a Marine base and show her that being in the service is not an easy job. All right. Let's start with the Parada Sinard.
I remember being that age. I remember, you know, wanting to. I didn't want to be paper, that's for sure. But I think that it's just a phase. Kids go through this in and out. You know, I've seen it, and I think that leaving her alone.
Leave her alone?
Yeah, just giving her the freedom to do. You know,
Dawn,
whatever.
he says leave her alone. What do you say?
Well, I think that it's good that she wants to be a Marine. It may be a phase, but it may not, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I think encourage her would be fine.
So you say B.
I say B.
Rick,
I say
you're still going with your first thought. Rick says A. Okay. Abramov. Bob, Renee.
my turn first. You know, encouraging her. I don't really want my 10-year-old daughter necessarily becoming, you know, the Marine of the Year. And taking her to the Marine base, I don't know. I mean, you know, I think that she's 10. Eventually, she's going to get over this. So I'd leave her alone.
You say leave her alone. Renee, you're shaking your head.
I wouldn't leave her alone. It's almost encouraging her. I would maybe take her to a Marine base. But you have the final
Bob,
say.
think about it. You have the final say, but think quickly.
Okay, hey. Sorry.
Yeah, he thought it over. Hey, Mike, Stephanie, the Smiths.
You can have the floor.
I know.
I'll take you.
Whoa.
I wanted to be in the military, and that was around 10 or 11. And no one encouraged me, nor did they leave me alone. Then they left me alone, let me make my own decision. So I would say
Leave her alone.
A is the answer.
Dear, I must agree with you for a change. I think leaving her alone and letting her, go through this little phase
So,
in
Mike,
life.
you say A also?
We say
Throw
A.
it up there.
We say
That's 3 A's once again.
Once again,
Marilyn.
they do. Well, I don't think I would blow a bubble by taking her to the Marine base quite yet. And I wouldn't necessarily, wouldn't be C. I wouldn't necessarily encourage her one way or the other. I'd encourage her to see a lot of things and experience a lot of things. So you know what? Let's just leave her alone. I'd go with A again.
Hey, everybody gets it right again. We've got a 3-way tie. Now for our third dilemma. This time, a correct answer is worth 3 points. In this round, women, you have the final say.
All right.
In our next dilemma, we find out what happens when a parent's plan for an evening out and a child's plan for that same evening wind up on a collision course. It's Saturday night, and your husband's come back from a long business trip. You've made a deal with your 16-year-old daughter, Kimberly, that she'd watch the twins so you can go out for a well-needed romantic evening. But when Kimberly excitedly swoops into the house exclaiming, "Melanie has 2 extra tickets for tonight's Muzzled Thor concert, and she's giving them to me," you remind her of your plans, and she reminds you that Muzzled Thor comes to your town once in a millennium. What should you do? A, tell Kimberly that she can go on the provision she watches the twins 2 nights next month. B, tell Kimberly that a deal's a deal and she must honor her commitments. Or C, let Kimberly go. All right. Let's start with the Abramoff.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't think telling her a deal is a deal and she must honor her commitments is going to help much because she's a 16-year-old daughter. Letting her go and getting the 2 nights later on, I think I'd go with the 2 nights because either way she's going, so you might as well get something out of it.
All right. Renee?
Well, letting Kimberly go is just completely giving in and not showing her responsibility. And the deal's a deal. Yes, I want my romantic night, but my husband will be there tomorrow night, so I would go.
You agree?
I agree.
You say A. So throw up A. There you go. We've got the Abramoff with A. Let her go. Mike, Stephanie, the Smiths, what do? Your teenage daughter wants to see your favorite band.
So letting her go and to let her do what she wants to.
Yeah.
All right, to debate with her about having deals and stuff like that, and we'll go on with that forever. So I agree that wait till the next 2 nights and she has to watch the kids. I would definitely go
Sounds
with
like a
that.
good deal to you?
Yeah.
Stephanie?
Yeah, I agree. I think a deal's a deal. However, we can negotiate 2 nights next month.
So show me A.
I touched the box.
I'm sorry. It's your turn. Parada Sinard, Rick, Don, your teenage daughter wants to see this band.
Too bad.
Yeah.
No.
That deal's a deal?
No.
I remember how important concerts were to me because I rarely got to go.
Yeah.
So I definitely would say A.
You say A? That's the deal? Rick?
I definitely have to, I say that letting her go would be just, it would be wrong. It was just like, hey, you're having your way. No, that wouldn't be right.
You agree with Don?
I definitely agree with Don.
So, show me A. Everybody says A again. Everybody agrees again. Marilyn.
Wow.
3 times in a row.
Unbelievable. Well, I'll
the right
tell
answer?
you, a deal is a deal, and it's good to teach a child commitment. When we were teenagers, and I think as parents, you can be a little bit flexible and understanding of what's so important in their life. Give it a break. Just to let her go, though, is not good enough. It doesn't go far enough. So you're all correct again.
Absolutely. 3 points for everybody. When we come back, we'll play our 4th and final round. It's all tied up. Each correct answer in our 4th and final round is worth 4 points. Everybody has a chance to vote. We'll see how that works right after this. Well, we're back in the final round, round number 4. Now, in round 4, both members of your couple will be locking in their answers independently. Before we get to that, 6-year-old Ryan lets us in on one of the secrets of her success. Ryan?
I have three brothers, and they don't get what they want because what they want is too expensive. And when I want candy, I just give my daddy the Sour Cookie face.
Whatever you want, Ryan. Okay. This is for the game. You and your 5-year-old son, Kyle, head off to the Toy-O-Rama to buy a gift for his friend's birthday party. Once in the store, however, Kyle quickly forgets the mission at hand and starts whining the young children's national anthem. Oh, say, can I get just this one little thing? Do you A, tell him no, it's not his birthday? B, tell Kyle if he cooperates after choosing the gift, he can get a little something for himself? Or C, leave the store and buy the gift when you are alone? All right, contestants, lock in your answers. Each correct answer is worth 4 points. So there's a possibility of 8 points being added to each couple's score. It's a tie game. At this point, it's anybody's game. Everybody's locked in. Let's start with the Smiths.
B.
And C. B and C. Stephanie says B, Mike says C. Rick, Dawn?
C.
B and B. Bob and Renee?
B.
B and B. B is a very popular choice here. We got 1C. Marilyn, what is it?
Well, to tell him no is to set yourself up for a humongous tantrum, isn't it? I mean, you're taking a 5-year-old into a place where we would just die for if we were 5. So you're setting yourself up for a failure there. To leave the store and let him just take him, come back another time, is also probably not really getting to the idea that, you know what, if you do something good for me, I do something good for you. It's not a bribe. It's a way of teaching our children how to cooperate. So I say B is the correct answer.
All right. That means we have a tie between the Parada Sinards and the Abramoffs. Now, that means we go to our tiebreaker. Couples, I'm going to read you a situation about children. You'll decide whether or not this situation is, according to Marilyn, a potential problem or, okay, a normal stage of development. If you think it's a problem, display your problem card. If you think it's not a problem, display your okay card. Now, this is for the game. Your 12-year-old daughter doesn't have a best friend. Show me your card. Okay. We've got an okay from the Parada Sinards. We've got the Abramoffs say it's a problem. Marilyn says it's a problem. That means the Abramoffs win.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Congratulations, Bob and Renee. Unfortunately, that means we have to say goodbye to the Smiths. We also have to say goodbye to the Parada Sinards. Thank you for playing our game. We've got some great gifts for you backstage. Bob, Renee, let's take a look at what you've won right here.
It's a new refrigerator freezer. Gibson side-by-side refrigerator freezer with variable crushed ice and chilled water dispensers in the door, plus features designed to make food storage easier and more convenient than ever from Gibson. And an Oneida Silversmith gift certificate for your choice of gifts for entertaining and enjoyment, including carefree stainless flatware and silver-plated hollowware from Oneida Silversmith. Back to you, Tom.
All right. When we come back, you're going to have a chance to light up our house and win thousands of dollars in prizes. You ready to do that? Okay, we're going to do that right after this. Welcome back to Wait Till You Have Kids. All right, Abramoffs, are you ready to light up our house?
Yeah. We're ready.
Okay, this is just like the game you just played in the tiebreaker. Every time you match our expert, you'll light up a window in our house, light up 7 windows in 60 seconds, and you'll win this right there.
Let's see what's in the garage today. It's a new car! The 1997 Geo Metro LSI with 2 airbags, daytime running lamps, available anti-lock brakes, and room for 4 from your Chevrolet Geo dealers. Back to you, Tom.
Okay. All right. Car is a good thing. Okay. Take your positions. The clock will begin when I read the first situation. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, good luck, Renee. Your 14-year-old son sleeps with his baseball mitt.
Okay.
That's okay. Your 16-year-old son has 3 beepers. That's a problem. Yes, that's a problem. Your 5-year-old son tells people you make him eat dead spiders for dinner.
That's okay.
Yes, that's okay. Your 17-year-old daughter goes to confession twice a week. That's okay. No, that's a problem. Your 2-year-old son hits you when you pick him up from daycare.
That's okay.
Yes, that's okay. Your 17-year-old son still sleeps on the Flintstone sheet. That's a problem. Yes, that's a problem. Your 6-year-old daughter gives her toys to her friends so they will like her.
That's a problem.
Yes, that's a problem. One more. Your 12-year-old daughter comes home from school wearing makeup. That's okay. Yes, that's okay. You did it. You lit up the house. You won the car. Come on down. Come on down. Oh, great. Marilyn, come on out. You did it. You did it. You won the refrigerator. You won the silver. You got the car. Congratulations. Well, there you have it. Those of you who are parents, you may or may not agree with what you've heard today, but I'll bet it rings a bell. For those of you who aren't parents, well, wait till you have kids.
Some of our contestants may receive gift certificates good at a Service Merchandise store. Select top name brand products and quality jewelry from their over 600-page catalog or at any of their over 400 stores nationwide. A great way to shop from Service Merchandise. And Academy Broadway's quality rectangular sleeping bags and fire retardant 2-person A-frame tent with carry bag. Products designed for the great outdoors from Academy Broadway. Wait Till You Have Kids is a production of J. Wolpert Enterprises in association with M.M. Enterprises, Inc.
With a